The Babe Bus toilet is here! I have not been so excited to get a toilet since today. It will either completely disgust you and you will stop watching these, or it will give you some good advice on what kind of plumbing system to put in your van conversion. So I went through every single option and I'll give you the rundown on a range from being a total priss and needing plumbing versus being a caveman, cavewoman, and doing your business out in nature. So here we go. Let's start with, on the priss side, doing full-blown plumbing, and that would be a flushable toilet. Your tank would drain into, I think it's called a black water tank. That's what RVs have. And if I wanted to do that, I would have gotten an RV. It would be a permanent structure in the van. I'd not be able to move it if I wanted to change around the layout. Next, on the opposite side of the spectrum from full plumbing is the caveman, cavewoman option, and that is to get a shovel and to handle your business out in nature. Now, granted, people have been doing that since the dawn of time, right? But we don't do it anymore because we have real toilets. And frankly, for anyone who has, and we've all had this, where you just have to go, I am not trying to run outside and dig a trench when I really have to go to the bathroom. So that option was not an option in my case. I think if you're staying out in the wilderness, in the middle of nowhere, where you're not around other people or wells, or want to hold some kind of your dignity, then rock and roll, get the shovel, go find a tree, take care of business, rock on. It's just not an option for me because my van will be in cities and towns, and people don't like it when you shit in their backyard. Down from plumbing would probably be what's called a composting toilet, and it is what it sounds like. It looks like a regular toilet. It has peat moss in it, in this bin, and you go to the bathroom and then you have to turn this wheel and it stirs up your waste with the peat moss, and after a certain amount of time, when it gets full, you empty out the peat moss and you've created fertilizer. You are one with nature. Good for you. Not an option for me. For one thing, they're expensive. I mean, they're at least a couple $100, and that part of my life isn't worth a couple $100 to me. So that alone, I didn't want to go that route. But it's big. I mean, if you have a big van, which doesn't exist, if you have an RV or if you're doing a schoolie and you have got room to accommodate your peat moss bin and your crank and the full-blown toilet seat, then then that could be an option for you. But I am not cranking my peat moss every time I gotta pee. It's a big contraption. You gotta turn it over, and like your poop peat moss is like coming out into the bag, and I'm gonna be by myself and I'm not doing that. You need some room, and I'm just not going to put my peat moss in a bag anywhere near my kitchen, and vans are too small. So that's not gonna happen. Third option, I swore this is what I was gonna do. It's kind of like a toilet. Some of them have a flushable option. If you get anything with a flushable option, you're automatically adding another item in your van that you have to hunt for water for. So you're already gonna be filling up your sink, and then you'd have to be filling up your toilet water. That alone made it kind of unattractive, but it looks more like a toilet, above shovel grade waste management. It has a bin, and when the bin gets full, the people who use this option say that they just find a public restroom or a porta potty or somewhere where there's stable plumbing, and they just empty out their little bin and then put a bleach tablet in it and pop it right back in the van. And I'm calling bullshit on all of that. Don't tell me that you take your pee bucket and walk through some public restroom or hotel lobby or gym or wherever and ask people like, y'all mind if we empty this out in your shitter? No, you don't. If you're doing that, chances are that when you're on a road where nobody else is around, you stop and throw your poop into the woods. And I don't blame you, because I would do the exact same thing. It just seemed like, I don't know, I just don't want to do that. I know that for guys, a lot of this doesn't seem like a big deal because you can pee off your porch and tell your friends about it and it's fine, but we need some kind of backup plan. And I am not going to be sleeping in a truck stop or a Walmart parking lot and then hop out of my van in my Tinkerbell pajamas and run across to the public restroom in the middle of the night. So I absolutely wanted some kind of backup plan. What I did go with here is one step above Cave Lady and a couple steps down from Porcelain Throne. This was about $25 on Amazon. It had very high reviews, and it is quite literally a bucket and a seat, and that's it. And here's why I went with that. I'm sure it's not gonna be comfortable, and I'm sure it's not gonna be pretty. I am gonna decorate it because I'm fancy. But this option, you take a liner, like a trash bag, you line it, you put the seat cover over it. It has a cover on the top, so it's not gonna stink. And some people put down like sawdust chips. Other people put down kitty litter, so it's like an adult kitty litter box. But when you're done, you can bag it up and throw it away. Sort of like going to the dog park and bagging up your dog's poop and throwing it in that waste bin. And I know that that's probably horrifying to a lot of people, but to me, it's more horrifying to be carrying around a plastic bin of waste and then have to go dump it out at the McDonald's because it's full and I need to clean it. So this, bag it up, toss it, over and done with, no scrubbing, no bleach tablets, no cranking the peat moss, nothing, it's done. The other options, you can find plenty of reviews for people who have used the bins and the peat and the full plumbing, all there, but I want to keep this simple. It is not worth my time or money to spend a lot of energy fussing about what is meant to be a backup plan. So I'm gonna open this up and I'm going to gussy it up and then put it in the van, which is still being framed, and I'm dragging ass on that right now because we had election day. There's this job they still expect me to show up at, and once we had time change, it pretty much gets dark at noon. So let's see what she looks like. A little French country blue paint, a little gold embellishment, and voila, I have a $25 toilet plus the $5 or so to gussy it up. That is way cheaper than any of the other options and much easier to deal with. So before I reveal my upcycled masterpiece, well, I'll first address why I look like a snow bunny, and it's because it became overnight winter in North Carolina, but regardless, before I show you this thing, let me first explain the inspiration behind it. I hate when people decorate with words. Like when you walk into someone's kitchen and there's a sign and it says kitchen. Like, has anyone ever been confused? Have you ever walked into a room with a washer and dryer and been like, where the hell am I? You don't need to put up a sign that says laundry, or especially in coastal towns like Wilmington, people will have these little cute little plaques up that say, ocean is where the heart is. Ocean is where the fucking dolphin is. It's redundant. You don't need to put a conch shell out if you live at the beach. Like, it's implied. So I can't stand when people decorate with words. The epitome of that irritation is when people who have never been to France put, Eiffel Tower shit all over their house, and then on the bathroom door, there's a sign that says Les Bains. Right? All right, so that was the inspiration behind this. So if you can have Les Bains, I can have Les Shitter. That's right. Look at that paint job. I did a fantastic bit of artwork here. She's all painted, nice little glitter paint, Les Shitter, and then at the top, I really did. How am I not owning Pinterest with work like this? If this isn't trending by tomorrow, I'm gonna be pissed. All right, I'll show you the inside of this so you can see how this works. Again, $25. You are not too much of a priss to save that amount of money. All right, let me just move myself over so me and Les Shitter can get in the shot. All right, so obviously the top comes off. Easy enough. And then you have, I screwed this up, but well, you'll get the idea. So right underneath that super convenient little toilet paper holder. You can stick to your 2-ply, ladies. And then underneath, I guess you could put like an air freshener. Simple enough. And then you have what you're left with, seat, disposal bin, all right? So this is plastic. This will be very easy to disinfect. And then the idea is that you put a liner, i.e. garbage bag, over this. All your waste goes in here. You just bundle it up, tie it up, again, like your dog at the dog park, and get rid of it. No cleaning the bin, no dumping out peat moss, no cranking your poop into peat moss, none of that. You get rid of it. You don't have to clean anything. Well, you should clean it, but it's very, very simple. And I'm also planning on using this as some kind of security device so that if, I don't know, I'm sleeping late at night and someone tries to break into the van, I'll just hurl this at them like a Molotov cocktail. Ain't nobody gonna try to murder someone when they throw a poop bucket at them. I'm gonna put the links to this, which I got on Amazon, on the comment section of the video, but you know, also, I thank you so much for all these people that have subscribed and left really nice comments below. I didn't expect that. I had no idea that many people were interested in van conversions. I'm not going to beg at the beginning and end of every video to please subscribe because it's almost 2019 and I'm pretty sure that most of you know how YouTube works. But I will say that the house that I renovated, which subsequently inspired the Babe Bus, was the Babe Cave. And there's a whole blog with a lot more information, including what I've used on the van and in my house, and that I've seen other houses. That is babecavebuilds.com. And then obviously I have Casey Roman social media profiles where I tend to update pictures and goings on in the renovation, or rather conversion, a lot more frequently than I do on here because it's a lot easier. So I hope you will find those and keep in touch. Thank you everyone for the nice comments. It's been kind of fun to have some company. I'm almost done framing this bitch, and this has been way more work than I expected. I thought insulation was bad. You're in for a world of pain when you start trying to put up the plywood. But I got a lot done today, and that video should be next, so I will see you then.